Moin Moin, it's Marina here, and in this video I will show how I made a puppet for the Faust21Century channel. You may have seen this character in one of his videos, I put link in description. First I make the base for body and parts of arms and legs. You can use aluminium foil, but then the puppet will be very light. That's why I use cellulose clay. In this stage I just need to make a basic shape. The main thing is to make sure that the symmetrical parts are the same. The base is finished, forget about it for a day. The clay is dried, now I covered the parts with polymer clay. You should be careful that there are no air bubbles between the base and polymer clay, otherwise it will spoil work when baking. I do not cover the foot with polymer clay, because there will be shoes. Now I'm making a part of hand. They are too thin, so I make them completely from polymer clay. I don't need realistic ones, so I just make a puppet hand with straight fingers. If you forgot what hands look like, you can just do like me and look on yours. And finishing part, just add nails. I forgot to film how I did face, so I'll show you the short version. Now I make a back side of head. I glue it on a piece of aluminium foil to save clay. I use a liquid polymer clay between baking and not baking polymer clay, just that it's better stuck together. add ears, and bake all parts for 30 minutes. Hair time. I draw a hairline with a pencil to make it easier to navigate where to glue it. I use special hair for dolls. I cover the entry head in spiral and glue a small bunch in the center. In general, she should have short curly hair, but I could not find such. So I'll have to improvise. I use wire for this. I don't know how this type call it correctly. If you know, please write in the comments. I cut the wire into small pieces and will use it as quills. I separate the strand, cut off about a third of the length. They should be longer than necessary, I will explain why a bit later, and roll up it on wire. And then I repeat it about 100 more times. I didn't film this part, but I just put hair in hot water for a while and then in cold water for a few minutes. And let that hair dry completely, I just put it on side for a few days. I draw a face. I use a watercolor pencil for eyebrows and acrylic for the rest of the piece. I make a small gradient on the iris, apply the eyeshadows and line at the eyes. It looks black on video, but it's brown, just trust me. And the face is done. Back to hair. I cut off straight ponytails, so that's why I cut it a bit longer than I need. And repeat it about 100 times more. Now I make your hair free from wire and start from back. It's make it much easier. And repeat it about 100 more times. That make your hairstyling, I just glue strands on places. Just need to be careful with glue that it wasn't seen. I start from face side and just repeat it about 100 times more. Craft, it's so much fun! For the dress I used satin and tulle. She has a simple dress and does not need a complex pattern. I cut out 2 parts of the base from the satin and sewn them along the edges. This is synthetic material, so the edges of fabric can simply be melted. And generally, this should be done before you sew the pieces together. But I forgot. I cut the tulle into strips about 4 times wider than part of dress. Stitch in the center and pull together. I check that the length of part is correct and sew it second time. It's not necessary, but it's helped to me sewing it to dress. The dress have 5 layers of tulle, so I need 9 more such pieces. Now I sew the details to the base, starting from the bottom layer. There was no ribbon on the original dress, but this will be more cute, so I sew it along the edge of the top layer of tulle. And the dress is finished! And last part now is finish her legs. First I need to make the pattern. I wrap it with piece of plastic and glue it with paper tape. With pencil I draw lines of pattern and cut off the paper sure with scissors. I try to be careful that not damage that. After I cut along the lines into pieces, I transfer the pattern to paper. For boots I use foam. First I glue the parts in the center and slowly move to the back. For the sole I use foam a bit thicker. Glue it to shoe and cut off the excess. I don't want to keep this part white, so I just use acrylic paint. I put dots with golden acrylic. These will be eyelets for laces. And when it's dry with help of a needle, I thread the lace into the put. I forgot to film how I put the pieces together. I'm sorry for this, but I can show you the final result. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe on channel if you wanna see more, and let me know in comments what you think about her. See you next video. Bye!